Hey everyone, Rua here with something I've not done before, but with something I figured needed to be shown. That bard guide is indeed coming, but it's taken longer than I thought it would, mostly because it's a lot longer than I thought it would be, but I think you'd all rather it was thorough, rather than it being rushed out the door. For now though, here's this. Master Trials have been around for a while, but they're still unreachable for a sizable segment of the player base from what I've seen. My Link Shell tried a new setup for the first one released, Unafraid of the Dark, and the result was pretty spectacular. In this video, I'll show the entirety of the Master Trial battle and give a commentary on what's going on when necessary. Hopefully the strategy guide will help players watching tackle this content themselves someday. The first thing to know about Master Trials is that you need Job Master on the job you want to bring to them, obviously. The second thing to know about Master Trials is that buffs can be done before entering the battlefield since they carry in. This means that you can effectively carry in an additional batch of bard songs, corsair rolls, or even scholar regen and brava to give yourself an easier time. Have your Link Shell friends help out if they can. The third and final thing to know, for now anyway, is that you will need to carry a lot of medicines with you. Things can go wrong very quickly in these battles, so your healer might be too busy to tend to you when the going gets tough. Help them out and patch yourself up if ailments land. Unafraid of the Dark pits the player's party against the Shadow Lord and the three leaders of the Beastman forces. The three leaders all have access to various SP abilities corresponding with their jobs. Sizeable has access to Tabula Rasa and Astral Flow, Bloodcrown has Mikyoshi Sui and Invincible, Zardar has Mighty Strikes and Benediction. The leaders will always use their first SP ability before attempting to use their second. The first SP is accompanied by an aura going up, so you can't miss it. While this aura is active, the second SP can be used if it's not dealt with in time. Here's the thing though, you can stop all their second SP abilities, which are markedly worse than their first ones, by keeping up a strong stream of damage corresponding to their weapon type weakness. Sizeable is weak to piercing weapons, Bloodcrown to slashing, and Zardar to blunt. So, when Sizeable has Tabula Rasa active, doing strong piercing damage will drop the aura and prevent astral flow. The strategy we devised was to have a samurai, corsair, bard, and a red mage all team up on one leader at a time, while a monk solos the Shadow Lord using their TP limiting abilities and strong damage to take it out with as little trouble as possible. Your healer is best positioned in the middle of the battlefield, where they can reach all party members in case something goes wrong. All the leaders and the Shadow Lord himself are vulnerable to Nitro Lullaby, so have your bard open with it to knock them all out. The kill order is Sizeable, Bloodcrown, Zardar, and finally the Shadow Lord if he's still standing. Have your samurai grab Sizeable and your monk grab the Shadow Lord, but do not separate them until Warding Circle has been used on the monk. This is important, as it will help them by making use of the demon killer properties it has. Your red mage should not engage right off the bat, have them instead pile saboteur debuffs on Sizeable and the Shadow Lord both. You will probably need Stymie to land Frazzle 3 on the Shadow Lord, but when you do, landing anything else on him becomes a whole lot easier. The Shadow Lord can summon clones of himself, which greatly increases power. The clones can also be slept, but if he calls them, it's best to Horde Lullaby the Shadow Lord himself and deal with the clones before going back to him. Fortunately, given how great Monk is at doing solid damage while limiting enemy TP gain, this was never really a problem for us. It can still happen though, so it pays to beware. When the Shadow Lord is fully debuffed, the red mage needs to help out with damage output. You should ideally defeat all three leaders before the Horde Lullaby effect wears off, but if they wake up before you do defeat them all, have your Corsair use Wildcard to restore Nitro's timers and knock them out again. Since you need piercing damage on Sizeable, your Samurai should be using a polearm. The Shining one would be ideal. Bards with high-end DPS sets can also help with Mordant Rhyme and Rudra's Storm setting up skill chains for the Samurai. Red mages will go through a lot of MP in this fight, so don't mess up like I did here and forget refresh 3. Convert will replenish your MP in a pinch, but make sure you're not in battle when you convert, for obvious reasons. When Sizeable falls, take a moment to target Bloodcrown and get some debuffs on him before using Dia 3 to pull him over to the Samurai. Chances are the Red Mage won't have Saboteur up at this point, so just make do without. You have to keep going. Bloodcrown is a paladin, so his defenses are pretty high, and they get a lot stronger if Arm Block's defense bonus is not removed. This will be a problem if his aura goes up and you can't do enough damage to drop it before Invincible is used. Fortunately, Red Mage can remove 2 effects in one shot with Dispel thanks to its Duelist Talk. A real help here since Bloodcrown likes to stack his defense bonus with Warcry to slow down it being removed. Bloodcrown is vulnerable to slashing damage, so Samurai, Red Mage and Corsair will tear through him as long as the aura is kept off and the defense bonus dispelled quickly. If the Red Mage is busy or misses the defense bonus going up, then the Bard can also Magic Finale it off. You might be wondering why we did not bring a Rune Fencer or Paladin to this battle, and there's a few reasons. Samurai and Warrior can both take one of the heavy DPS slots because they have weapon type options. Warrior more so than Samurai, but Samurai compensates by giving Warding Circle to the Monk, and is covered for blunt damage by the Monk and also by the Red Mage. More on that in a moment. Samurai and Warrior also both have defense down weapon skills, which when stacked with Dia 3 and Light Shot will do far better than a Geomancer's Geo-Frailty would do in this situation. Most of the Master Trials impose a heavy penalty on debuffing Geomancy spells of that nature, so they force you to use your head and get creative to compensate. Finally, enmity mechanics in Unafraid of the Dark are those of level 99 Unity NMs, so the only way you're keeping hate is if you're doing a lot of damage. Rune Fencer can certainly do that, but it just lacks the weapon options of Samurai and Warrior, which are essential for this battle. Bloodcrown will take the longest to defeat out of all of the leaders given his steep HP pool, innate defenses, aura, and invincible uses potentially dragging the fight out for a while. Keep chipping away at him and keep an eye out for the Monk on Shadow Lord. Remember, if a clone is summoned, then the Bard needs to disengage immediately and go to the Monk's aid. Bloodcrown has a few TP attacks to watch out for. Shoulder Charge inflicts a major defense down that needs to be removed before it ends up getting someone killed. Tornado Edge inflicts HP, MP and TP down, all of which should be removed with a Panacea right away, as that stacked with Shoulder Charge's effect will give Bloodcrown an easy target for a one-shot kill. Veil of Chaos is only available when Bloodcrown's aura is up. This does strong AoE light damage, knocks everyone back and inflicts amnesia. This being used could spell disaster, as weapon skill suddenly stopping could keep the aura long enough to pose a real problem. When Bloodcrown falls, the Shadow Lord will likely be close to death himself, but if he's not, then it will be time to reapply the Saboteur debuffs. When the Shadow Lord's debuffs are dealt with, the Red Mage needs to turn to Zardar and do the same before he is woken up with Dia 3 and taken down. Zardar is vulnerable to blunt damage, but if your Monk is busy finishing off Shadow Lord, then you still have an ace up your sleeve if you went with this setup. Red Mage is on the Maxentius Club from Ambuscade, and with it they can dish out some beefy Black Halo damage on Zardar to keep the aura off. Black Halo and Savage Blade pretty much share the same weapon skill set, so putting one together shouldn't be hard at all. If your Monk has beaten Shadow Lord already, then Zardar is a goner. With the entire party's damage focused on him, Zardar will fall very quickly, and since there's enough blunt damage to prevent Benediction, he won't get a second lease on life. Unafraid of the Dark will likely be the first master trial an emerging static or endgame link shell will attempt, so I hope this strategy guide will help those looking to tackle some of the highest level content in the game in this way. There will probably be some trial and error along the way, and who knows, maybe someone will come up with an even better strategy and beat the time you see here. As far as I know, the 10-minute clear time we set here is actually the new record, but don't quote me on that, I might be wrong. Your efforts might not go as well as you see here, but with experience and persistence you'll get there, you'll get the win. Good luck if you attempt this. I'll see you next time for the Bard Job Guide.